Good evening, everyone. My name is Greg, and I am going to be the wedding officiator for tonight. So we welcome you. I am friends with Bryant for about 16, 17 years, and I'm quite honored that he asked me to do this. So I'm going to be doing a speech, and just to give you a heads up, it's going to be in a poem form, so it's going to be rhyming, so please pay attention. And it's fulfilling my my love for Dr. Seuss, and I always wanted to be a rapper, so we are, hopefully you'll find it very enlightening. So it's titled, Bryant and Becky's Wedding. Okay, here we go. I'm glad I'm the one officiating, because I have some things I'd like to say. First, I want to thank you for this honor, but more so I'd like you to know I really appreciate you not forcing me to rent a pricey tuxedo. Thank you, Bryant. But the next time you have a party, and I'm sure I speak for us all, if there's one thing you've got to invest in, make sure there's some hard alcohol. Okay? Beer and wine, come on. Now, I know you guys just want me to say we love you, good luck, and that would suffice. But I'm going to take a little more time to share some advice. Now, advice from me, I know you might giggle. You're thinking, what does he know? This guy's still single. I know I'm not Dr. Phil or some relationship genius. I never read Men Are From Mars, Women From Venus. But for those of you that have seen the adventures of my old honeys, a better book to describe my life is Relationships for Dummies. No offense to my lovely date, by the way. But I'm going to give my advice to make sure you don't part, even if my only credential is that it comes from the heart. Now, Bryant, pay attention. Bryant, it's the little things that matter. They will seal your fate. Don't forget to always treat Becky like you're on your first date. Tell her you love her every day before bed. Never go a day without those words being said. Don't be shy to give her a hug without any reason. Send roses occasionally, even if they're out of season. And go that extra effort. I know it might feel like a chore, but it's really not that hard to open her car door. You should even try some things that might sound insane, like walks that go nowhere and playing in the rain. I highly recommend an activity I can't show you or teach, but there's nothing more romantic than making love on the beach. Right here, too. Yeah. You see, appreciating your wife will not only make you a better man, but Becky might love you enough to switch over to CrossFit at 5:30 a.m. Not happening? No. And if you can't remember what I say, then your backup is clear. Just make every answer the same to her. Oh, yes, dear. But also know that there will be times you might be tested and want to run. There'll be times you might think, what have I done? There'll be times you might think, can this girl be any meaner? There'll be times you might wonder, is other grass greener? There'll be times you might want to put an end to this journey. But I want you to think before you call an attorney. A marriage becomes successful with more than most would expect. There's more detail to its function than just love and respect. To really make a marriage work, to ensure that there's no end, the most important thing to focus on is how to be a good friend. And Bryant, you already know how to be a friend. You make it look so easy. Shoot, I'll even put you on the same level of friendship as my old bulldog Wheezy. Now, I'm not saying this just to make you cry, so let me take a moment to explain to you why. You see, a conversationalist, Wheezy was not. In fact, she couldn't even fake it. And she had no problem running around outdoors, even though she was usually naked. But there were qualities of Wheezy that, as a friend, made her a winner. I say this even though that dang dog never once bought me dinner. Brian bought me dinner last night. What made her such a special friend, the quality that's hard to find in a normal man, was that Wheezy loved me unconditionally. She always accepted me for who I am. I'm so incredibly imperfect in more ways than I could ever possibly think of. But when I walked through the door, she only saw me through her eyes of love. And Bryant, it's these same features that also make you tick. You've grown to be a man who's truly authentic. I never feel you're judging me. Around you, I never feel uncool. And it doesn't matter how drastically I could be acting like a fool. And I always want you to feel the same. That's something I truly hope. You'll always be my friend unconditionally, even if you never learn to jump rope. It's an inside CrossFit joke, sorry. You accept me and I accept you. That's what really needs to be said. Around you, it's okay for both of us to be perfectly imperfect. So you hold the key to what makes a happy marriage. What I say is so easy to defend. You, sir, have learned what it means to be a true friend. The reason you're so unique, what makes your heart so full, is that you've mastered the way to be loving, to be loved, and to be lovable. The reason Becky should be your wife is because of those qualities that make her the same. And it's only fitting that she'll forever carry your last name. You guys will have a great life, one I wish I could nurture. I can even see a new big house with 2 or 3 more boys in your future. Now, Becky, don't get nervous. You know I'm just pulling your leg. But if that does happen, I won't mind if you want to name them all Greg. But seriously, there's lots of ways people measure a man's worth, but I say there's just one. It's what would his value be if all of his money was gone? Well, Bryant, you will now have a wife, a family, and friends that will love you with no question why. So according to me, you are one of the richest men alive. Well, I hope you liked my wedding speech, and there's one thing I want you both to understand, is that even after today, I will always be your best man. Well, the most important part is here. It's time to start right now. You both will need to repeat after me as we do your marriage vows. So, Bryant, we're starting with you. Okay? Now I'm going to say it, and you repeat after me. All right? Becky.
Becky.
I knew you'd be good at this. I cannot commit to promises of riches and gold.
I cannot commit to promises of riches or gold.
Look at her, not me. I know it's a nice suit. Or a path that leads from change. I'm sorry, the wind's blowing it around. Becky, I cannot commit to promises of riches and gold, or a path that leads from change, or from us growing old.
Or a path that leads from change, or us growing old.
But I do vow to walk this earth.
But I do walk this earth.
But I do vow to walk this earth.
But I do vow to walk this earth.
Never to be alone.
Never to be alone.
As long as we're together.
As long as we're together.
I will always be home.
I'll always be home.
Becky, it's your turn. You can't do worse, I promise. Bryant?
Bryant.
We have so much life ahead of us.
We have so much life ahead of us.
I cannot wait to see.
I cannot wait to see.
Especially starting our adventure.
Especially starting our adventure.
To expand our family tree.
To expand our family tree.
That's so nice. I didn't know. I vow to take on the disciplines of marriage.
I vow to take on the disciplines of marriage.
I will do my very best.
I will do my very best.
For I know that with us together,
For I know that with us together,
the possibilities are endless.
the possibilities are endless.
Back to you, Bryant. So, baby.
So, baby.
I just wanted to hear him say something. I thank you for this opportunity.
I thank you for this opportunity.
And I thank you for your trust.
I thank you for your trust.
And I commit to you these vows.
I commit to you these vows.
In witness of the people that love us.
In witness of the people that love us.
If there was one dream I could have.
If there was one dream I could have.
Only one prayer that I pray.
Only one prayer that I pray.
It's if I live to be 100.
As if I live to be 100.
That you live to be 100 plus one day.
That you live to be 100 plus one day.
Now we're going to try this where you guys say this together. My love for you is so strong and free.
My love for you is so strong and free.
It's part of my every breath.
It's part of my every breath.
This will live, I will commit to my part.
This will live, I commit to my part.
Even after death. All right, you did pretty good. It has finally come to this moment where I have to put all my jokes aside. Bryant, will you please lean over and kiss your new beautiful bride? Put the ring on her, please. You both are now married. It could be said that this was a match made in heaven. Will everyone now congratulate and welcome the new Mr. and Mrs. Evans?